What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of JTV. This is where I talk about legends, myths, conspiracy theories, and everything in between. Today, I'm talking about one of the most famous religious artifacts in the world, the Ark of the Covenant. So today we're going to explore the top two theories on what happened to the Ark and where it could be today. Let's go! So a little bit about the Ark itself. It was a sacred chest built by the Israelites under specifications from God himself, described in the Bible as the holy container for the Ten Commandments. In the Bible, God commanded the Ark be built after Moses had a vision. And supposedly, the Ark of the Covenant has mysterious powers and could even move mountains. So now let's look at the temple where the Ark was last seen, King Solomon's temple. So a little bit about King Solomon's temple. This temple was built by King Solomon in 957 BC. Its purpose was to honor God and be a permanent home for the Ark of the Covenant. Inside the temple, the Ark was kept in the Holy of Holies, a very deep, vast underground cave system that acts almost as a vault. Now, since the Temple Mount is a very holy, religious, and political significance, no excavations have ever been done underneath King Solomon's temple. Therefore, there's no evidence that the Ark is still not underneath King Solomon's temple, hidden away in that vast cave system. It's literally impossible to know for sure, but I believe it's no longer down there, and I think it was moved. So King Solomon's temple was destroyed. This holy temple was destroyed in 587 BC when the Babylonians invaded Jerusalem. During the raiding of the temple, the Babylonians cataloged everything they took from the temple. Nowhere did it say that they took the Ark of the Covenant. It was rumored that the Babylonians melted the Ark of the Covenant for its gold. I just believe that's simply not true. Because if you just captured this temple with the supposed Ark of the Covenant, wouldn't you be parading the Ark of the Covenant around, telling the world that you now have the most powerful object on earth? But they didn't do that. Why is that? Did they just not find it? Or was it moved? Alright, before we go any further, I want to mention that some people believe that the Bible could actually be mistranslated. The Bible has been translated in numerous languages and retranslated, which means it's very possible that over thousands of years, certain words have been mistranslated and changed. So maybe that's why people can't find the Ark of the Covenant, because they keep referring to the Bible and looking to that for answers, but maybe we have to take a different approach, one that follows stories after King Solomon's temple was destroyed. All right, we've reached that time to ask the question, where is the Ark? Well, people believe that the Ark could have ended up in places like Africa, France, Italy, Ireland, and even the United States. So let's look at my top two theories on where and what happened to the Ark. So my first theory has to do something with the Knights Templar. So I've actually done a previous video about the Knights Templar discovering America. So if you want to learn more about that, definitely go check that out. But as far as this conspiracy theory goes, the Knights Templar actually built their headquarters on the Temple Mount in Jerusalem. That also just so happens to be the exact spot where King Solomon's temple once also stood. So the story goes the Templars were digging in the temple's mines, and they stumbled across the Ark, tucked away. Then they supposedly brought it back to Europe to a church in Scotland. But for the Ark, this could be very well what have happened to it. It's unclear what happened after they brought it to the church in Scotland, but it was a very secretive church, and they don't like anybody coming over there and doing any surveys, looking for the Ark or anything like that. Leads me to suspect a little sus right there. It's a little sus. So as you can see in these two pictures of inside that church in Scotland, it's a beautiful church. They have some pretty amazing carvings all over it. There are some Knights Templar carvings as well. So if you want to check those out, look at more specific Knights Templar carvings in this church, you guys should Google it, as it's very interesting. I've seen them. They're very, very cool. All right, so here's my second theory. These two very powerful people, in King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba, They met each other to exchange gifts, and then they winded up falling in love with each other. The Queen Sheba asked Solomon to marry her and give her a child. In ancient times, this was very common. The leaders of two very powerful kingdoms would marry each other, marry off their kids to each other, or have children together in order to ensure peace in the future. So they did this, and they had a child. So the story goes, once their child turned 20 years old, he traveled to Jerusalem to see his dad. Once he got there, his dad showed him the temple and then sent him out in the desert with some of his most trusted disciples. And apparently, they were taking him out there to show him the Ark of the Covenant and ask him to be its protector. Nice. So after receiving the Ark from his father, he transports it back to Ethiopia where he grew up with his mother, the Queen of Sheba. And according to legend, it has been in this church for the last 3,000 years. If you don't believe me, check this news article out from earlier in the year. So back in February of this year, that church in Ethiopia got attacked by an armed militia group. This group was trying to steal the Ark of the Covenant, and with that, a lot of people died defending what they believed to be the Ark. So if people believe strong enough that there is something there, and they're willing to kill people just to get it, I believe it certainly makes King Solomon's son bringing the Ark back to Ethiopia even more credible. So I'll leave you with this final thought. What if all these different places that claim to have the Ark are doing this as a way to protect it? What if a group like the Knights Templar or something along those lines has been hiding it the entire time in plain sight, using other fake arks to conceal the real one from ever being found? I believe the Ark is out there somewhere in plain sight, but I don't think we'll ever know which one is the true Ark of the Covenant. Thanks for watching this episode of James TV. If you liked the video, remember to like and subscribe for more videos like this. You can also add me on Instagram and on TikTok on the username on your screen. If you want a James TV shirt like this one, be sure to follow me on Instagram and DM me. They're going fast, so you gotta act fast. And remember, seeing is not always believing. Sometimes believing is enough. Peace!